Alrighty, so I'm here. I'm going to start in pull guard today. So, past couple weeks we've been working on some wrestling. Next couple weeks we're going to cover some of the more intricate guards. Just kind of introducing some of these. That way you guys aren't caught off guard if you run into anything in a competition. So we're here. First thing we're going to do is just starting with a very basic spider and lasso guard option. So we're here. You're going to set your wrist grips. I don't care what grips those happen to be. They can be tough, pistol, or if you're uncivilized, just simple wrist grips. Right? Me, I personally am a cuff grip guy. If James wore a properly sized gi, that'd really help us today. But we're here, right? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open my hips to one side and drive both my knees in. So I'm here, shrimping just that little bit, but I'm driving my knees to the inside of his hips. As soon as those hit, foot to the hip, foot to the hip, and I open, same into my open guard here. Same thing as when we worked open guard previously, I believe in March or April. So when we're here, boom, I'm shaking and moving. Our next step, all we're going to do is I'm going to pick one foot to go into the bicep. For me, I always like that to be my left foot first. Here, and then I'm going to go right foot in the bicep. Here. Now the nice part is with this, you can push and pull and keep James nice and off balance here. So you're keeping a good grip. You're not trying to push James away. You're just trying to keep his arm straight and him off balance. Almost like you're riding a bicycle. You're just moving hip to hip. Here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nice part about this is gives you a lot of great easy setups and some really good techniques. So all we're going to do is we're going to go from here. I'm going to shift to whatever hip I want. Here, I'm going to put one foot out, one foot in. So I'm here. I'm bicycling, keeping James off balance. As soon as I feel the opening, pull one foot under his arm, one foot over. And I'm going to use both of my grips to pull James in. Nice part is this is a very easy setup to a triangle. Once I have this locked up, same triangle finish as always. Pass the arm over, grab the shin, cut your angle, close. Questions on the initial setup to this? Most of you should figure out how to finish a triangle by now. We hit from 14 different positions this year. But questions on spider guard in general and getting to that.
Which grip is better, this one or pistol grips?
Preference?
Yeah, preference.
I prefer cuff grips. I just feel like, especially if it's a worn-in gi, like James's gi is too small because he's uncivilized and doesn't keep his gis the right size. Mine's the wrong size today too, but it's because my wife dried it because she doesn't love me. I don't know. But so a good cuff grip is much more solid to me. But if they have a really loopy gi, sometimes the pistol grip can be solid. It just depends on what you want and what you're setting up. For me, I'm a cuff grip because I feel like I can really roll that and get a good bite on it. First, I feel like a pistol grip, unless you can really set it up. Like I feel like a pistol grip is very hard to just grab. I feel like even quickly I can grab a cuff grip, where I feel like a pistol grip is just hard to like just snap up and get a handle on. Does that make sense? So both are solid. It's more of a preference. Other questions? Yes, absolutely. Other than that. So I'm here, boom, I'm here in the closed guard. Boom, I move James's arms out, drive my knees in. Get to my open guard, foot just above the elbow on this side. I like to use that to shift my hips, foot to the other side here.
Are you using the ball of your foot or like the arch of your foot?
Arch of your foot, always into the biceps, because if you go ball of your foot, it's very easy to slide off. If you go, like some people will go toes in. How many of you guys know that elbow pinch wrist lock I do because I'm a terrible person? You can do the same thing on the toes if you just go toes in. So if James just pinches his hand in and turns, you can actually break my toes. So I don't recommend going just toes either. But for me, I like just that little bit of the arch of my foot here. Whether you're uncivilized or civilized, you can do this. Boom. Here, one foot out, reach up. Remember, explode those hips up and grab that triangle, pull them back down. Pass the arm over, grab the shin behind the head, cut that good angle. Close. All right.
When
Carolyn?
are you releasing control of the wrist?
For me, I'm gonna finally let these go once I pass over. I'll probably let go of the outside hand a little bit earlier, but this one I'm not giving up until it's tucked in my hip or until I'm attacking it in other ways. Does that make sense? Because the first time I'm gonna really let it go is once I've tucked it here, is to grab that shin on the same side. Other questions? No? All right, one more time. I'm here. I get to that open guard. I'm using this off balance James. Spider guard in. One arm up. Boom. Pull him into that guard. Cross over. Finish your triangle. All righty. 1, 2, 3. All righty. So I'm here. Everyone stare, so it's just a little nervous. Everyone stare at Norm. Alright, so we're here. Boom, I get my grips. Boom, open my guard up, get to open guard, push, pull, do what I need to do, get to spider guard, right? So boom, easiest one is obviously that triangle. That's one of my favorites. Next one I like to hit is the omoplata. This is one of the few times I think an omoplata can actually be a submission and not just a sweep. Because I disagree with most people who think, oh, omoplata is a great submission. No, it's not. It's just not. You can be wrong about a lot of things and still get a black belt, guys. So boom, all I'm going to look to do is I'm going to look to open James's chest by pushing the opposite arm that I want further away. As soon as I get here, all I'm going to do is pull James's hand to my hip here, and I'm going to swing my leg through and follow across. Now, as soon as I start to swing my hips through, I'm going to let go of that hand. And as soon as we get hip to hip, I'm going to cross my feet. If you figure 4 right here, I will have to punch probably Johanna. But you want to figure 4 here. You do not want to figure 4 here. I'm here. I switch my hands. If they have a belt, you can grab the belt. If not, you can sit up and grab the hip. All right? Now, you do not want to figure 4 until his hip is broken down. So when I'm here, I like to post my hand, scoot him away. Then you can figure 4. Here. Once you're here, you lean up and you whisper just something weird in his ear. You don't want to whisper something like too sexual, but like, you smell different when you're awake is one of my favorite lines. Because it's just so psychologically disturbing. Because one, how do you know what I smell like when I'm asleep? Like, there's just a lot there. So, you gotta ask something funny while you're there. So boom, I'm here. I get to my spider guard. Boom. I open to that opposite side and get James's chest to turn. Boom. As soon as I let go of that grip, I pull here. Use this foot to help turn my hips and get my other leg. All the weight should be out in front of his shoulder here. Cross my heels. Post and sit myself up. Flatten him out. Boom. Then you can either figure 4 and finish that, or just wrist lock if you don't need any new friends in your life. All good options available, especially if you're going against Jordan with his Gumby shoulders. You just try to break his wrist instead. Because he's difficult and he likes to be difficult about life. Questions on this one? Very same omoplata, just from a new entry point. Questions? One more time for fun. Boom, I'm here, I'm working. I open James up. Shoot my leg through. Turn my hips, boom, sit myself up. Scoot, scoot. Boom, finish.
You're taking off that back foot?
You can. So for me, one of the things I like to do, especially if I don't feel like my omoplata is very tight, I'll actually grab right here on this cuff grip or at the wrist here. I like to pull it up to myself. I like to pray my knees instead of figure 4ing, and then I can really use this leg to drive.
That sucks way worse.
And it's so much worse for James.
So bad.
and then you wrist lock while doing it. Because he wears an avocado gi for no reason. But
Ladies love it.
alrighty. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. So I get here with James. Boom. All good things start happening. Boom. I get here. I get to my open guard. I get to spider guard. Boom. Now obviously, I always want to submit when possible, but sometimes you got to take time, right? So when we're here, all we're going to hit is basically the same scissor sweep that we always hit. We're just going to have a little bit different grips with our top leg. So when we're here, I'm still going to look to go like I'm going for my triangle. But most people, the second they feel this foot come off, are going to start to try to drop back and base out real hard. Perfect, I appreciate that. All we're going to do is instead of driving our leg up, we're going to drop it all the way to the mat. Where my knee is cupping his knee. Here, I'm going to look to scoop this knee over, but I'm also going to use this arm to push him up. Here. Nice part about this is you'll come up with one hand gripped here and one here. Nice part is all we're going to do is go straight into a mounted triangle. Here, slide up into a mounted triangle. Now you can either look to finish the triangle, which is all pretty self-explanatory. Close this figure 4, move this across. Or one of my personal favorites when you get here, all I like to do is drop my elbow back here, connect my hands underneath his elbow, and turn. Just a very nice little Kimura grip. So I'm here, boom, I get to my spider guard, I'm working with James, and James is tough to submit quickly, right? Like if I just go here and I try to jump up, James is going to start to look away and start to do stuff. That's fine, I'll go back to my spider guard. Boom, I get here, my leg drops, I still pull this wrist here. See how he's naturally already off balance? I'm pulling his base forward, kicking it out, and driving it over the top. Here. Now, if you're uncomfortable coming up all the way into that mounted triangle, guys, realize you can't just drop this leg back and come up for a normal mount. Me, I'm lazy. If I'm going to make that big of a motion, I'm just going to come up. Even if I don't close the triangle, this arm's still in a lot of trouble in a hurry. Like I said, that elbow grip's there. You can slide off for an arm bar. Reverse arm, I mean, half dozen different options once you get here. But using that sweep to set it up is the important part. Questions on that?
For us, when we fast, we can get you to sit through.
Once you hit the sweep, yes, you can. Not my preferred.
I'm talking about some fast food.
I don't care, Norm. I believe in you. Somebody's got to.
Somebody has to.
Even if it's not going to be you. What Norm's asking, for those of you who are like, what the hell is he saying right now? If you can't translate purple belt, what he's asking is when he goes here, bop, here, coming up for that arm bar. You can, not my favorite, there's a lot of lost motion there. And honestly, I've just yet to see a high success rate with that arm.
I'm just not a fast person that can scramble.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at another.
The nice part is you don't have to be particularly fast for this one, unless you're trying to hit that triangle. If you're trying to hit the triangle, you gotta have a little bit of speed to you. But when I get here, boom, here, I don't have to be fast. As long as I maintain my grips, I can be pretty slow here. They're not in a good position. And drive up to things like that. So I wouldn't worry about too much about being fast there, because if you hit it properly and can stick your man there,
Like a normal
almost.
scissor sweep.
Well,
Just come up on top.
Well, remember our De La Riva sweep where I set them and hold? That same concept works here. You can still hit that hold moment and then drive up. So I still like that better than hitting the arm bar. Other questions?
I have a question.
Which one of those what do you prefer to have the leg? Here on the arm, on the bicep, or
On the bicep always.
on the bicep?
Yeah. So when I'm here and here, I'm always trying to keep it in the bicep. Now it may slide up there.
Oh, okay.
Ideal world we all don't live in.
Yeah, that one I said.
Yeah, you want it here and here. Because that allows you to stick him. to the mat. Like I'm pressing him here. Because if James tries to start to move here, his best hope is to try to engage my legs. Is to hope that this can become a leg lock. The problem is the second he goes to move here, I'm in. And if you're uncivilized, you just go, aboosh.
He wants to do that.
Kamate Jiu-Jitsu, you just start slapping people. Or arm people. Kat, your question?
If you do it but not go into the triangle, just stop right before it.
Yeah. So when we get here, we're moving. Boom. I kick out. Boom. Drive him over. Boom. Stop in here. What question?
No, I thought that, you know the armbar where you like stick your, like,
Shin in.
yeah.
Could you come here? Yes. Not my preferred. Because I have so much control here that I'm not going to give that up unless I have to. Excuse you, Kat.
Sorry.
But once I get here, I would rather have this anyway, because here's the thing, if I want that shin and armbar, I can then come back for it. But I would rather take the sweep, take them out, settle in, and decide. Because he's going to make a mistake here at this point. There's no part of James that feels comfortable here. I'm sitting on his ribs, he can't really breathe. He realizes he has an arm isolated, and I have his neck. He has to do something. That something is going to give me an opening. If he tries to just like reach up and grab my waist, it's really appreciative. Like a lot of people will just kind of try to blast their hands here. I just break there. If he tries to drop this arm across and try to start going this way, great, I can try. Or I can sit back and armbar. There are a lot of good options.
Can you do this no-gi, or is it just kind of...
Yeah, you can. It's not my, I don't love spider guard no-gi, but you can do it.
So you're just holding the wrist back?
Yeah, wrist. I have children-sized hands, which is why it doesn't work for me. If you have decent hands and can actually set grips, it's probably really good. I just have children-sized hands, so. Anyway else? Jordan, Jim?
Yeah. I guess in that no-gi snare, or if you just lose the grip when you're coming up on top, is there ever a world where you can kind of fight for that kind of triangle for like a couple seconds, or do you just, by that point, if you lose that grip, you're bailing and going around?
If I lose the grip, I'm generally going to bail and take the position.
Yeah.
Because at that point, the position becomes a lot more important than the triangle does.
I'm just not sure how stable the position is.
So, if I'm here, let's say I'm no-gi, we're hands-free here, right?
Yeah.
Boom, I get here, and let's say I start to lose this grip. Smash. You just smash your way into mount at that point. Yeah. That's all you're really looking to do, is to secure that top. It may not truly be mount, you may end up in a quarter guard or a half guard or something silly, but from bottom to top was the goal anyway.
If you lose that grip, it opens the leg entry. Like,
Yeah, you can't.
close that space. Right?
Yeah, you got. That's why I'm crashing in immediately. Other questions? All right, 1, 2, 3.